Tavern 53.
Cheers.
Tonight we got the Bob Ross of barbecue with us, Greg Rushlow. Welcome, Greg.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Glad to have you with us. Glad to have you. And join us again after special assignment and being away and chasing the chase for the schools that cannot be named. We've got the professor back. Welcome back, sir. Welcome back. Glad to have you. Yes. It looks like you're in a Area 51 style of a hideout there, or is that maybe?
It's a lot warmer than I was at.
Yes.
All the way back from the Antarctic.
Far warmer. Nice. Good.
I made it.
Good. Yes. Very nice to have you. Well, tonight, right after that, that's a beautiful sound. Beautiful sound. Thank you. What are you inviting in tonight, Greg?
I have a barrel-aged stout from Kingsville Brewery today.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. Yes. And Professor, what are you partaking in?
Well, I could lie about this, but I have a can of Guinness here, but it's completely empty. I guess I'm going to pretend.
Oh, right. That's okay.
But it'll still look good on video, you know.
I'm drinking water, so that's what I'm drinking. So tonight we're going to talk about games.
Ooh.
Yes. What's your go-to game when you were growing up as a kid, or even as an adult right now? Like did you what games do you remember? Like the Game of Life, Shoots and Ladders, Mousetrap, Monopoly. Was there a special brand of Monopoly? Like I know the professor, I'm sure he enjoyed Star Trek Monopoly, and I do know for a fact that he was involved in a Dungeons and Dragons weekend. I do know that for a fact. I have proof of that.
Wow, you know more than I do.
I do. I have proof. I've got a picture.
Oh boy.
Yes, I do. I did not upload it, so you're lucky.
I think I'm going to be scared to see this.
Yeah, no, it was so like it was a card games, board games, or was it a combination of what? And what was your favorite that you still go to with it? Like, so, Greg, start us off.
Oh gosh, all the above what you were saying. But particularly the Monopoly. We used to get into some pretty epic Monopoly games.
Oh yeah.
When I was a kid. Yeah. It gets pretty possessive when you either own a lot of properties or you lose a lot of properties.
Yeah.
Doesn't feel so good.
No. All I remember from when we played it as a kid, there was always one of us somewhere along the line we were cheating, stealing somebody's money or another.
I'll be the banker.
You didn't see that property. That's mine now. I got an extra chance card or something I found or whatever. Again, it just that was always a notorious thing that was always happening.
Then the rules, you know, you always we play it this way, you know.
Yeah. The bench rules, yes. Professor, before we go on, I've got a message for the professor.
Oh boy.
Evening, guys. Great to see the professor back from KF and KD. Shout out to them. Thank you. Always glad to see it. Hey, by the way, KD, heck of a resort you run. I'm telling you, top notch. Entertainment can be a little bit better. It's the guests are, you know, but the you keep the laundry clean, I guess would be the. You do a fine job. You do a fine job, and thank you.
Good job,
Professor. Your game. What do you other than Dungeons and Dragons? What's your go-to?
Well, I think if I start off with cards first, the one that I have repeatedly gone back to my entire life would be euchre. And I've tried many different card games, but I think Greg can, testify to this. Having gone to high school with him, the one game we did play a lot in the cafeteria was euchre. We had a set group of guys that would play a lot, and eventually that morphed into another game very similar. I don't know if you remember, Greg. It was called
Pepper. Yes.
and that one involved it was like high speed euchre. It involved a couple decks, and you had to write the score down on paper. And the guys we played with were extremely fast, and
I remember
it was very good. But euchre is the thing, and it's versatile too because you can even play a 2-player version, what it used to call tabletop.
Yeah, I remember at a plant I worked at, they'd have like a 15-minute break.
Yep.
And
he used to do that too.
down and through, and it was like, and they were playing for like
right.
And they were just like, as fast as they could to get as much money as they could on that 15-minute break, and then come back and see if they could win their money back after or whatever on the next. And it was like,
yeah, there's something about that game. But if moving away from cards, if I had to pick a board game, well, I've tried many. I'm trying to think back in my childhood. There was several. I remember Chutes and Ladders popped in my head. I remember doing that. Yeah. But honestly, the one that we still go back to even to this day, whenever we visit the relatives, is Clue, the game of Clue.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
That was a good.
The murder mystery.
Yeah. It was Colonel Mustard.
Yes.
Yeah.
The suppository.
In the with the candy stick. Yeah. Something about that game, and they've even got newer versions of that game out right now if you look on the shelf. But the original is always good.
I remember with the game you're saying, the game of Clue. I remember the movie they had. There was a movie, and you could play the game along with the movie.
Oh really?
Oh really?
It was a VHS. You could press play, and you would start. Okay. Whoever like whatever character you were, now your move. And then it would play, and then you could like, okay, next, and press play on it, and it would go next. And it was like, you could follow the game on, and it was weird, but it worked.
I think I vaguely recall that. I never did play it, but
no, I remember seeing it played, but I never actually. I remember my relatives playing. I was like, I want to play it the original. Like, I'm a little bit old school. Like, let me play it that way.
Right.
You remember that board game with the dome in the center, and you click it to roll the dice?
Oh yeah.
Either trouble or sorry. I got that clicking going through my head right now.
I do remember the game. Yeah. What was it?
Yeah. I don't remember whether it was trouble or sorry or what it was. You had to go around the board with the pegs.
Sorry, I remember I remember something about dice was sorry. Maybe it was. I don't know. I can't remember. Maybe it was trouble. I don't know. There was like there. Like
but everybody remembers that little dome with the dice.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
What was the? It
wasn't. And before that, well, I guess it's not a board game. I remember the Fisher Price parking garage. That used to be one of my favorites. Drive that car around the thing. Go up the elevator. Okay, that was getting way back before board games.
The game that I remember, and it was, I don't know if you guys played it, but this game was, if you want anxiety when you were a kid, play this damn game. Trouble. Like, you push the thing down, you had like whatever, like 45 seconds to get all the pieces lined up, and if not, it just
perfection or
yeah, that game. If that didn't give you anxiety, nothing would.
It's like a timer. You hear it clicking, click, 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 click. All of a sudden, the thing would pop. Yeah, I remember that.
I never did try that one. I remember the name though.
Oh yeah, no, I remember that. That was like, if you didn't have anxiety, that thing gave it to you as a child.
Oh, talk about anxiety. remember Operation, where you had to
Ah.
pull little bones out.
That was
Yeah.
a favorite
If
of
you
mine.
touch the side, it would buzz.
Yes.
Yeah.
The light would go off on the guy's nose.
Yeah. Oh, I love that one.
Yeah.
I
I
think
do
they
remember.
came out with a different version of that too, with a different character on the
Oh,
Oh, really?
to operate on. But
Probably alien autopsy or something.
Sean,
oldie but a goodie.
what do you know about that?
I would not profess to know anything about that thing. It's,
That alien short you did was so funny.
oh. Are you
Man, did I laugh.
serious?
No, that was really well done.
Thanks.
Yes,
That was a first for me.
Yeah, no, that was you did a good job. Like, that was
Yeah.
yeah,
Probably changed a lot of people's views of my mental state.
It's all in fun.
Who is he? Yeah, no, I remember one of the ones I remember as a kid. One of the ones that I remember having fun with. It was a lot of fun. Me and my sisters would play. It was the mousetrap.
Yeah.
Old Mousetrap. Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, no, I remember that. There was just so again. There was no win or lose. It was just it to me. There was no win or lose to it. It was just putting the pieces together to okay. This is your turn. Put this piece where you're going to put it and everything, like that, and then put the marble and goes down and then like that. I remember that. Just
Yeah.
it was just
Any game that had a moving part in it was
Yeah.
always fun. Yeah.
You
Remember
know
Hungry Hippo?
Oh yeah.
Hungry Hippo?
hungry.
Tap-
I had that one. It had 4 hippos on each corner.
Yeah.
You would eat these marbles or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was
That's going way back.
Stocking robots.
But
It had a robot, two robots, a blue and a red. You had a handle.
Yeah.
You sat there and you pounded on the top of the handle to get the fists to go. And
was that Johnny? Oh, Rock'em Sock'em. Rock'em Sock'em Robot?
yeah, and you
Yeah, I remember that.
the robot, and if whoever hit the robot's head go up first, the other robot, and you're jogging it back and forth, and you're trying to. And it was that I remember that being fun until it breaks.
Well, we're
Starting to
really
get warm in here.
You're too
Fire's
rough.
going.
Fix it again.
No, that's you know what? Those memories of just sitting around the table, mostly with your siblings.
Yeah.
You know, like brings back so many memories. Just thinking about the.
Yeah.
Yeah, that family time. You know,
Card games, like I remember the card games. Uno,
Sean, I could have sang you over a beer here.
a beer, and we can also send you over the camera stand if you want.
Yeah, there you go.
I should have cracked one open. Oh well.
Yeah, and I remember Crazy Eights, Uno. That was
Oh yeah.
the card games, and it was again like Uno was always good until one person got nailed with like the pick up 8, pick up 4, pick up 4, pick up 4. Go
Oh
back,
yeah.
and then I'm not playing anymore.
That's
What was
another
that?
one I still played as an adult with the relatives from time to time.
Hold on.
It's always a good game.
And next thing you know, you got like 8 pickup 4s and
Yeah.
playing anymore.
Professor, back in high school with the pepper. Remember there was a game where you turned up the cards and if it was a diamond, you got some poke or something and a slap and a club. And whoever lost the game had to go through the remainder cards and get a beating on their hand. Do you remember that?
Not really. No.
Oh no. Yeah, I remember that being painful if you were the loser. You had to go through the remainder cards and everybody just did a beating on your head.
Wow.
Oh geez. I'm struggling
Can't
to
remember
recall
the
that
name
one.
of that.
You must have been
Oh
in
yeah.
that year.
Well, we're going back a few decades.
Yeah, you must have been in detention that year.
And these were our friends.
Yeah, those were the best ones to play with.
That was our lunch break sometimes.
Yeah.
Game that we used to like. It wasn't until we were older, like even past out of school and everything like that, closer to young adults, like in their 20s, was Risk.
Oh,
Oh, Rick. Yeah,
okay.
that was
Glad
good.
you brought that up.
You get the right group of people with that game. That game
Oh,
goes
yeah.
on forever.
It gets competitive too. When you start taking over countries and
Yeah, and it was fun. I really enjoyed playing that game. Like there was,
and it's all the roll of the dice. Eh?
yeah,
I got a story about that. I was introduced to that through my next door neighbor when I lived in LaSalle. And the neighbors, the father and the son that lived there, they loved it. And they would invite me and my brother over, my twin brother over. And we did this a lot and sit around the table, play Risk. But we would add rules, more rules that don't even exist. We would be doing like peace treaties, all kinds of stuff. We would take toothpicks and put them on the board to create like certain borders where borders shouldn't exist and
oh wow,
add a bunch of extra rules and we'd play for hours.
yeah.
Oh,
I remember we had a table. It was right at the beginning of the lockdown with COVID and that. We had a table set up because we wasn't too long before, like we had just moved in, so we were still unboxing a lot of stuff, and we had set the table up and we put the game on it. And it was like, well, everybody was doing their own thing. They were cleaning, putting things, doing whatever you were doing. So it was like you'd come down and you would play on your honor. You'd play, you just sit there and you'd study the board. Then you take like whatever amount of time that you want to do your move. Then you left a mark or whatever. Somebody come down and play do their move, and it was actually quite fun. It was enjoyable doing that. Everybody,
yeah, that's pretty cool.
and then again after a while, it was like, okay, fine, let's get all down here because I'm getting bored of sitting down here for 2 hours waiting for somebody to come and make a move and stuff like that. And it was like it worked out good. We ended up having a good time.
Sorry, I didn't catch which game that was you're referring to.
Risk.
Oh,
game
okay. Risk. Okay.
The game is Risk.
Yeah. Yeah, probably one of my more favorite war type games ever, I think. An oldie but a goodie.
And again, checkers and chess. Like that was again, it wasn't until I was older with chess, but the checkers, I definitely loved it. Loved playing that.
And a game the wife and I still play once in a while, although it's been a while now. I think everybody should try is Scrabble.
Scrabble.
Yeah.
We have a more advanced version of it in the house, and it's you can never go wrong with that.
You know,
Pictionary.
Pictionary, yeah. I was gonna
say,
I was gonna say there's the travel version of Scrabble. It's called Boggle.
Boggle's good. Yeah.
The smaller version, it's not as big. You got the little box, so you and then shuffles your letters, and then you get to make your words out of that after what is it, 30 seconds or whatever you get to do that.
Right.
Again, that was
whoever gets the most words out of that little square. Yeah. I like that game.
Yeah, that was fun. Like you got again, that was again it's more of I found that to be more of a travel version of Scrabble. It was, unless you're on Big Bang Theory and they're doing the Leon Boggle.
You guys ever heard of a game called Headbands?
Headbands, no.
Headband. Whenever we visit my wife's side of the family, the kids always want to play that, and everybody you can have 5, 6, 7 people. Everybody takes turn wearing a headband, and you attach a card to it with a word written on the card. So say I have the headband with the card, everybody else in the room can see what the word says on my forehead, and then I have to try and guess the word that's on the card on my head. So I'll say is it a person, place, or thing, Is it a city? And then the people in the room will say yes or no. And you just keep going like that till you finally figure out the word on your headband.
Oh yeah, that'd be good.
It's fun.
Any sort of time frame on that, or is it like you got like?
Yes. I think it comes with a little what do you call this little egg timers there, the with the sand.
Oh yeah.
And so you're timed. You only have so much time to try to say a few words.
KF and
You know
KD.
what? I think we need to mention back in our time, Trivial Pursuit.
Yep.
Man, that was big back in the day. Oh yeah.
I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just thought of it now. I'm like, man, that was huge back in the day.
It was.
And,
You know, I wouldn't mind getting a newer version of that if there is, like, or the latest one that is.
Wasn't Trivial?
Yeah, I don't know.
Originally a Canadian game.
Was it?
I think it was developed and introduced in Canada by like professors from some university in Canada.
And that's before the internet.
Any tariffs? Yes.
I think it'd be easier today to do it with the help of computers and internet.
Yeah. Yeah. And then we had from KF and KD here. They just sent us Operation Battleship and Aggravation.
Oh, Battleship. That was a good one too. Yeah.
Still play that. I still love that game.
Yep.
That was another favorite. Yeah.
Yep. Definitely.
Very enjoyable game.
I got a story about that. My family used to go camping every year in a trailer. And perhaps you might remember the trailer, Greg. I'm not sure, but
I remember in your backyard. We
slept in there. Back there. And this one year, we traveled across Canada, and we brought the game of Battleship with us. And we play on a table in the trailer. Me and my brothers would take turns playing my dad. And behind my dad, there was always a door to the bathroom. And on the door was a large mirror. Never thought anything about it. What it would be is, no, I would be the one playing Battleship with my back to the mirror. And my dad would be on the other side of the table. And he would beat the pants off of every single one of us. Me and my brothers would all take turns, and he always won. And we could never figure it out. Until finally one day, I forget what it was, it ticked us off, where we're like, oh, it's the damn mirror. You can see our board in the mirror.
Never said a word to you. All those years, great.
That's a good story.
Yeah, that was for real.
Yeah.
Another from another guest here, Liz saying Risk.
Risk. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's
Risk. Good game.
We always enjoyed that. That was always a good game. Yeah.
Something similar to Risk, but it was much shorter, was Stratego. I remember that. You set up your little
there
was
army. It was almost like a checkerboard. Yeah.
Axis and Allies. Axis and Allies was another one that was very similar to Risk.
Oh yeah.
I just did a word search on Trivial Pursuit here, and you are correct, Wayne. A board game was invented by Canadian Chris Haney and Scott Abbott in December of 1979.
79. Wow.
So it is Canadian. It became a massive international success in the 80s. Yep.
Way to go, Professor.
Wow.
Yes. Very good.
That was straight from my brain, not a computer screen.
What's Google?
Yes. Straight from the brain.
I forgot my my dark sunglasses.
Yes. Another one that was always a go-to, and you could take it with you, and much like what the professor was saying, if you were going camping. Another good one was again Yahtzee.
Oh yeah, Yahtzee.
Yeah, Yahtzee was always loved it.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's one that I never owned. I always saw the
no.
commercials for it, and I don't think we ever owned it.
But we used to
Yeah.
have that.
So roll the dice. Roll the dice.
Yeah. Roll the dice. You get your 2s, your 3s, your 4s, full house.
Yeah, you got. If I remember right, you had to fill the card with all the different
Yeah.
combinations of dice rolls. Yeah.
And if you didn't have that one, then by the end, like, if you were running out, okay, then you got to take a pass on you would go for your smaller points, hoping that you could get your Yahtzee for your, what was it, 50 points or something like that. And it was, again, that was, yeah.
Now, I just had a flashback of there's something I never thought I'd think about again. There was a game that, Greg, you might perhaps remember from high school. That it was a game you never had to buy in a store. Everybody made it up with simply using a pen and a paper. You'd get out a blank sheet of paper and you draw an ink line down the middle. And then on each side, you would draw, I'm trying to remember if it was like islands or little, I forget what it was on each side.
Yeah, you drive some terrain or something. Okay, I think where you're going, you set up your tanks.
Yeah,
or
and
something.
then you take a pen and you
Yeah.
push it down on the paper and you slide it.
You hold the
across
top of the
paper,
pen and you have to push it to,
and it
to
makes
shoot.
a long ink line across the paper.
Yeah. I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Simple
We used
little
to do
game.
that a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah.
You can go in with
Yeah,
simple,
that was neat. Good memory. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, it just
More
popped in my head.
tic-tac-toe,
Yeah.
simple game.
So simple. Yeah.
Simplest game in the world, but addictive. Yeah. Yeah.
Here's another one, KF and KD, just Connect 4.
Connect 4. Yeah.
That brings back a lot of memories. I remember that. Like,
Yeah. That was a good one.
yeah,
I've owned that my whole life. In fact, I think I still have it.
yeah. No, that's yeah, no, that's perfect. Like, that's a great.
I think I played that with the professor, I believe, years
Oh,
ago.
Yeah, we probably did. Yeah. Oh yeah.
1 second.
Yep. And then definitely did a lot of euchre.
Euchre.
You and I,
yes.
we
Oh, yeah.
we were the euchre champions there.
Remember, what's his name? Sheldon
Oh yeah,
used to play with us.
John Sheldon. Yeah.
John Sheldon, that's it. Yeah, and another guy, Michael Myers, or Michael.
Here's one we used to play, Pandemic.
Pandemic.
Okay,
Never
no
heard of it.
kidding.
This one,
That's an old
Come
game?
on,
no, this is a fairly new one. This came out
Oh.
just before the pandemic.
come on.
Oh wow,
It was the
that's
weirdest
crazy.
thing.
There's a foreshadowing.
It was like, exactly. We're playing this game and we're in the middle of a freaking lockdown,
Based on a
No
true
way.
story.
and it's you have to go over the world. You got the virus killing you, and you got to go and try to kill the virus.
Oh, that's cool.
Again, I just remember playing that, and it was again very addictive game to play. It was like,
Yeah.
and it was like you were hooked on it. Like, it was like, yeah.
Are there any PCR tests in there or needles to vaccinate yourself, or no?
Not
Everybody's got stuff in their nose.
Maybe a mask. You can play with a mask on. You know?
Yeah, you're playing with masks. Yeah.
were different characters. You were playing like a research scientist. You were playing a doctor, field doctor. You were playing like a what the hell?
I'm sure there's got to be a professor in there. That's funny.
Major
Wow.
cities, 7 roll cards, 6 research stations, 6 marker, 48 infection cards, 96 disease cubes, up to 50
Nice.
players. Like, it's like, can you save humanity? But yeah, once you got playing, you were, I gotta win this damn thing.
Exactly. For humanity's sake.
Yeah, no, exactly. And you could pair up with the other players to like build their community to hopefully build their immunity and everything like that. It was just weird. It was like, yeah, no,
That's so funny.
Wayne, are you going to fess up and admit that you're the one that bought that game, or was it someone else?
I think we were. I can't remember if I bought it or if we bought it as a group thing or what. I don't remember.
It'd
Well,
be
that's a
innocent
real,
enough if you bought it before the old,
Oh
you
yeah,
know,
before anything happened, like it was like it was
yeah.
just before we moved or something like that.
that is a coinky dink.
Yeah. And we
Yeah.
moved in 2019, October 2019. I think we might have had it just before. Played it a couple times here, and it was like, what the hell's going on? Oh my god, can't play that anymore.
It's real.
Just shut it off. Shut it off.
I'm sitting here and we're talking about this, and I just seen out of the corner of my eye. I'm like, yeah, it's right there. That's why I went and got it. Yeah, no, it was
That's a trip.
yeah, different game.
Yeah, that's neat.
Yeah, it was very interesting. It was a different time altogether. Another one from KF and KD, Hangman.
Do you think it might be time to inject a little bit of a trivia
Please,
moment here?
please do, Professor.
Please do. All right. At the very beginning of the show, I introduced the beer can, which I actually polished off weeks ago. But I saved it for just such an occasion. As you can see, it's a Guinness, or was a Guinness beer. And I just wanted to ask our viewing audience if they knew anything about what might be inside of a Guinness beer other than the beer itself. Any takers? Any takers? I know you might know, Wayne, and Greg might know, but we're starting to buffer here.
Buffer.
I think we lost Greg for a second there.
Yeah,
there we go.
Oh,
in and out, in and out.
There we go. Are you back, Greg? Oh no, reconnecting.
Well, you want to answer, Sean?
All right. So, I think Greg had the answer, and I'll assume that he knows. But for those that don't, inside of every can of Guinness beer is a tiny little white ball that looks like this, and it's known as the widget.
The widget.
Now,
why it's in there.
This little ball doesn't only appear in Guinness. There's a few other odd named beers out there that have it. It was patented in Ireland in 1988, I believe. And it is placed strategically in the bottom of every can of Guinness. And it contains, believe it or not, nitrogen gas. And it's got a couple little holes on it, or divots, if you will, on the side. And what happens is when you open the can of beer for the first time, it releases the nitrogen gas from the widget. And as you pour the beer into the glass, it was designed to simulate the draft beer experience, so to speak, because the beer pours out with a leathery, bubbly, velvety appearance to it.
And if I remember correctly, you're supposed to, as you're drinking it, you're supposed to shake it, just kind of move it around so it'll bring up, if there is any sediment in the bottom of the can, it will bring it up.
Oh, that may be true. I'm not even sure, but yeah.
I remember hearing something about that too.
Apparently, it was introduced.
Talking about that little ball in the can.
Yeah, the widget.
The ball, yes.
The widget.
The widget, yes.
Does that have something to do with releasing nitrogen or something when you open it?
Yes, that's what I was just saying. It has nitrogen gas. It's in a nitrogen-rich environment, and when the beer pours out, it develops a velvety, bubbly appearance to simulate the draft beer.
Yeah.
Nothing more than giving you a different type of beer experience. Doesn't make it taste any better, but apparently it received the Queen of England's award or something like that for the invention of it. And it's kind of neat.
Well, with that being said, I'm gonna pour us a drink here, and we can have a drink here. And I'm gonna say definitely.
I want to thank you, boys.
I want to thank you for joining us, and we're gonna turn around and we're gonna say very good evening. Glad to have you back, Professor.
Thank you. It's good to be back.
And again, glad as always to have Greg with us, Bob Ross Barbecue, and